It's kind of a song about karma.
Yeah.
It's a song about greed. It's a song about how somebody could be your best friend and your companion and your most trusted person in your life, and then they could go and become your worst enemy.
Blake Lively is allegedly terrified about Taylor Swift's new album.
This is about to be the biggest smear campaign Blake Lively has ever experienced ever in her lifetime. That song is definitely about her ruined relationship with Blake Lively.
So many like friends or acquaintances or people were like, they'll see one comment they don't like,
right,
and it will ruin their day, it'll ruin their night. Information is power, I guess, unless all of your information is geared towards you thinking that everything is about.
Blake Lively seems to be having a complete meltdown after her former best friend, Taylor Swift, allegedly took a sharp jab at her in a recent podcast interview. This is the same Taylor who once promised she would stay classy and steer clear of any Blake-related drama, but it looks like that promise may have quietly faded. Now she appears to be dropping subtle shade that's hard to ignore, all while headlines buzz about Taylor Swift releasing a new album.
Wouldn't be terrified when Taylor Swift drops a new album and you've just had a very public beef that has stressed her out for months, stressed her parents out for months, but now she's like, yeah, let's monetize my man's show on YouTube and everywhere else so I can get him some serious views and get him to get some.
Taylor Swift appearing on the New Heights podcast with Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce was already headline-worthy, but her composure made it obvious she wasn't there just to talk football. During the lively conversation, she revealed the title of her upcoming 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl, and although the room filled with laughter and applause, her tone shifted slightly when she casually mentioned keeping drama out of her business, adding a subtle layer of intrigue to the moment.
Showgirl. And while the room is all laughs and applause, her tone shifts when she casually mentions keeping drama out of my business.
Yeah, she teased her new era in the book. There's like a whole bunch of Easter eggs. If you go to page 12, you can see it there. So kudos to her. She's playing, a million moves.
One of the hosts teases her by saying it sounds like the comment might be aimed at someone specific, and while she neither confirms nor denies it, she responds with the subtle, knowing smirk she's famous for. Within hours, the internet starts buzzing, analyzing every second of the clip, and one name keeps surfacing again and again in the theories: Blake Lively.
Adorable! Yes. They've always been adorable.
That's why we match so well.
We're about to do a podcast.
The speculation doesn't fade. It intensifies as fans dig up old photos, connect supposed subtle jabs from past interviews, and argue that this isn't just random shade. Blake Lively wasn't merely another celebrity acquaintance to Taylor Swift. She was part of her inner circle, and the bond once seemed especially close, considering Taylor is even the godmother to the children Blake shares with Ryan Reynolds, which is why rumors of a ruined friendship have captured so much attention.
On the record, it's her 12th album, and number 6 is called Ruined Friendship. I mean, there's no Easter eggs in.
For years, Taylor Swift and her longtime friend seemed inseparable, appearing together at birthday dinners, award shows, and in public shout-outs that made their Hollywood bond look completely unshakable. Yet now, she's speaking about drama as if it's a disease she's finally managed to vaccinate herself against. A shift in tone that has fans wondering what might have changed behind the scenes.
She had a few things to say, although she didn't talk specifically about what had happened with Blake Lively on the podcast, which I thought, I wouldn't expect her to.
Then comes another twist as Travis Kelce quietly unfollows Ryan Reynolds on Instagram around the same time, with no announcement or explanation. Yet, in celebrity culture, a silent unfollow can speak louder than any public statement. Fans immediately begin connecting the dots, wondering if Travis is siding with Taylor Swift and whether that might suggest Ryan is taking Blake Lively's side instead.
She did mention how some of her friends are so thin-skinned when it comes to things written about them on the internet.
Social media detectives begin mapping out timelines, pointing out how these subtle online moves seem to align perfectly with the podcast release, making it all look less like a coincidence and more like a deliberate line drawn in the sand, with Blake Lively at the center of the growing speculation.
It seems like to me that she's definitely talking about Blake Lively here. You think everything is about you and every little comment offends you. I mean, that's the reason why this whole lawsuit, as you know, against Justin Baldoni is...
Digging deeper, industry insiders reveal that the real tension began with a business crossover that went wrong, as Blake Lively reportedly tried to use Taylor Swift's industry connections to advance her own projects. At first, this might not sound scandalous, but rumors suggest these weren't just casual favors. They were private agreements that Taylor believed were meant to remain strictly between them, turning the professional collaboration into a source of conflict.
Lively couldn't deal with criticism. She couldn't deal with people not liking her on the internet, and that's why she sued so many people, ruined so many people's lives.
The story goes that Blake Lively pushed too far, breaking a level of trust that couldn't simply be fixed with an apology dinner. Sources describe Taylor Swift's reaction in 2 words: exploited and betrayed. Reportedly, Blake even threatened to expose all their private text messages unless Taylor publicly supported her and demanded that Taylor delete certain messages between them. This context makes the podcast moment hit much harder than a casual comment, especially for someone like Taylor, who is known for keeping her personal drama private until she's ready to turn it into a song. So even a subtle hint of trouble becomes a major statement.
Lively threatened to expose all the text messages between her and Taylor Swift unless she supported her in public. She also demanded from Taylor Swift that she would delete text messages between.
For longtime fans, it's hard to miss the lack of warmth when Taylor Swift talks about keeping her business drama-free, as if she's already cut ties and has no intention of looking back. The Travis Kelce unfollowing Ryan Reynolds adds another layer, turning what was once a private rift into a very public one, while also highlighting Taylor's close family connections that make the situation even more notable.
I think, when you make a diss track about a friendship, you are 100% certain that that friendship is over.
TMZ drops a bombshell, revealing that Taylor Swift isn't planning to call out Blake Lively directly, neither in interviews, social media posts, nor lyrics she couldn't later claim are fictional. The report points to their long history and shared family ties as the main reason, which makes sense since Taylor is the godmother to Blake and Ryan Reynolds' children. That connection has shaped their public friendship for nearly a decade, from red carpet appearances to private birthday celebrations captured by paparazzi. TMZ frames Taylor's restraint as respect for that bond, but the subtext is clear. By not naming names, Taylor maintains control while letting the internet dissect every subtle hint and uncover its own Easter eggs.
This is about to be the biggest smear campaign Blake Lively has ever experienced ever in her lifetime. Because when Taylor Swift is making a song about you, that spreads like wildfire.
The Daily Mail ramps up the intrigue with an exclusive report claiming that Taylor Swift's album, The Life of a Showgirl, is packed with layered Easter eggs referencing Blake Lively.
Went through every single track and explained a little bit about them, not too much though, so we don't know what they're about, but she did explain the titles of them.
As soon as these conflicting reports surface, the fan war officially erupts, with Swifties and Blake Lively supporters turning Twitter into a battleground. Swifties dig up stills from Taylor Swift's music videos, cross-referencing them with Blake Lively's movie wardrobes, while Blake's defenders counter with proof of their past public support for each other, insisting the media is manufacturing drama. Every leaked lyric, whether from credible sources or obscure Reddit insiders, is dissected line by line. Some Twitter threads stretch thousands of replies deep, mapping alleged references to dates, outfits, Instagram captions, and even the type of champagne featured in old party photos, as industry PR experts watch the frenzy unfold.
Single song is on this album for hundreds of reasons.
And the thing is, when this album hits, the mainstream media can't ignore what's gonna happen.
Industry PR experts begin weighing in with a strategic perspective, noting that this kind of online speculation is pure gold. The constant back and forth between two massive fan bases generates nonstop engagement, effectively serving as free promotion for Taylor Swift without her having to spend a cent on additional marketing.
These songs, because every time Taylor Swift drops an album, everyone is digging into every song, trying to find the meanings behind it, trying to find her Easter eggs and everything.
Some analysts even predict that the sustained hype could push Taylor Swift's new album, The Life of a Showgirl, into multi-million first-week sales globally. For context, her previous album, Midnights, sold 1.57 million copies in its first week in the US alone, a figure Billboard called unprecedented in the streaming era. If The Life of a Showgirl approaches or surpasses that milestone, the controversy surrounding Blake Lively could turn out to be one of Taylor's most profitable public dramas yet.
What's in that song yet? But I can only imagine, because you might remember I posted a part of an interview or a conversation that Taylor Swift had about her song, My Tears.